more news from the FBI, and you got to go back again, starting in 2016 with this guy, the special agent in charge of the Washington D.C. field office, Thibault. Hey, we've talked about him a little bit on the broadcast previously, but he has left the FBI. Some say resigned, others say fired. He's no longer there. Now, this is the key with him. He was heading up the FBI's electors investigation, so one of those investigations, political investigations in 2020, focusing on Donald Trump. What's making a lot of the news today, though, is not the Trump connection. It's he also was the agent who suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop and tried to close out the investigation so that no one at the FBI could physically be able to just reopen it again. So really trying to protect Hunter Biden and Joe Biden.
Now you got the FBI doing a 2020 investigation, okay? So it's 2020. The agent, this is assistant special agent, this is the assistant in charge of the Washington, D.C. field office, which is where these investigations are coming out of. Hunter Biden's info, he tries to suppress and gives a very direct attempt when he tries to actually physically close the files out at the FBI field office. Then he's part of the team with one other agent that open up the 2020 investigation of President Trump, former President Trump, and some of his associates. And this is the agent that's involved in all of that. So he's suppressing the Hunter Biden stuff, launching an investigation of the former president, and then, of course, is suppressing the evidence on the Hunter Biden stuff before the election in 2020. So you got to look at all of this, folks, and realize this is the same FBI that had an agent, Peter Strzok, sending biased text messages to Lisa Page, an FBI lawyer. You had Kleinsmith, FBI lawyer, signing false documents to the FISA court. Look at all of this in totality, folks.
So it's another example, whether it was Comey interfering in an election, whether it is Peter Strzok and Lisa Page and Andy McCabe in that group. Remember, Peter Strzok was on the special counsel's team with Lisa Page. They got kicked off, but
and then
that didn't stop.
And their phones then were wiped clean.
But it didn't stop the special counsel's investigation,
even
though that was their lead. Those were their lead FBI investigators. So here the issue is he's gone, but guess what's not gone? The investigation into Donald Trump. So in a sense, it's like all these guys, they end up getting in trouble and finally having to resign, put that in quotes. But their investigations, kind of like Comey's final part, continue.
There's a letter that Senator Grassley sent to Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, and Chris Wray, the FBI Director. Part of it says, equally concerning is that the assistant special agent in charge, while overseeing and directing the FBI's most significant federal public corruption investigation, traveled to Czech Republic to attend the same seminar with Bruce and Nelly Ohr in February of 2016. At the time of the trip, Nelly Ohr was employed by Fusion GPS, which, as you are aware, created anti-Trump propaganda for use by the Hillary Clinton campaign and the Democratic National Committee, and was involved in the fake Alpha Bank narrative. In March of this year, the FEC fined both Clinton campaign and the DNC for falsely claiming money used for the opposition research against the candidate Trump were legal services. So, I mean, this is the agent. This is the agent that's in charge of this. And that's why you have to understand the scope and nature of what we're talking about here, because the reality is this is really serious, and they've got criminal cases now opened up. One they're trying to close on Hunter Biden. The other they're trying to open and continue on Donald Trump. Now, his lawyers should be pounding the table. Maybe they are. And I'm going to assume they will. I'm not going to worry about the lawyers. What I am going to worry about is the FBI is losing total credibility. I could trace it all the way back to the Mueller probe as we just did. We have some experience with this, folks. We were the lawyers that did all that defense.